Mr. Van Popta, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for inviting me.
Okay, tell us. So you are the incumbent candidate of this riding, is it?
That's right. I'm the current Member of Parliament for the riding called Langley Aldergrove for the Conservative Party.
Yes. Would you like to highlight some of your achievements?
I've been working very hard for the last 2 years, listening to constituents and making sure that their voices are heard loudly and clearly in Canada's Parliament. I've advocated for businesses and individuals who are left behind by the COVID programs that Parliament rolled out.
Mm-hmm.
I helped a number of businesses that needed help and weren't getting it. And in the House of Commons, in the debates, I made sure that, together with my colleagues, that some of the programs were amended or revised or expanded to help many businesses, including a lot in my riding. So, not just to help them survive to get through the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, one other thing. I've also, ever since my very first speech in the House of Commons, I've been advocating for federal funding to bring SkyTrain to Langley.
Okay.
And that finally happened. So my leader, Mr. O'Toole, announced it a little while ago, and then Mr. Trudeau also announced it. So I'd always said that this should be a non-partisan issue. This is what's best for the people of Langley, and both parties have now committed to it. So my job is now pivots to make sure that promise is kept.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is an infrastructure project that we really, really need.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I guess you would agree with me when I say that the struggle to match housing costs to income is affecting almost everyone in Canada. How is your party planning to address this issue?
Mm-hmm, housing. We have a housing affordability crisis here in Langley. So here in Canada, and Langley in the Lower Mainland really is ground zero of that struggle. I've spoken to so many young families in my riding who are saving up or who were saving up to buy a house. And if we take somebody, for example, who started a year ago and decides to save up for just a little bit longer to increase their down payment for the first purchase, well, today they're about $100,000 to $150,000 further behind. So it's so frustrating for so many young families. And I don't want people to give up hope. The dream of homeownership in Canada should be alive and well. And I and my party will do everything in our power to make sure that dream stays a reality.
Mm-hmm.
So I can say a little bit about our plan.
Yes,
we have a plan to aggressively build 1 million new homes to work with municipalities and the provincial governments to make sure that new housing gets opened up. And this is one reason why I'm so excited about SkyTrain coming to Langley, because we need to open up more housing opportunities for young families and for people of all demographics close to transit stations. It's not just SkyTrain, but it'll be buses, of course, interconnecting. But that's the way forward. We need to get more housing in this area.
Okay, we all agree that warnings about the future of the planet, these were continued to be made by the environmental scientists. How do you feel your party's platform is best equipped to address the climate change crisis?
Good. Yeah, under Aaron O'Toole, the Conservative Party is taking the environment very seriously. It was the first platform policy statement that we rolled out shortly after Mr. O'Toole became the leader of the party. And I think it's a very, very solid plan. We had it reviewed by an independent research company, Navius Research, that specializes in energy economy modeling. And after a detailed review, they said, yes, this plan is as good as the current plan in reducing greenhouse gases and to help us meet our Paris Agreement. So I'm very optimistic, and I'm hearing from a lot of people that are saying, yes, this plan will work, and I'm so delighted to be able to present this when I'm speaking to people at their doorsteps or in debates. And I would also point out that under the current government, Canada continues to fall behind the targets that we have set. According to the most recent data from our own government, Canada's emissions in 2019 are just as high as they were 15 years ago. So, Mr. Trudeau talks a good story, but has trouble delivering on that promise.
Mm-hmm.
It will be different under a Conservative government.
Would you like to share your vision for your riding with our listeners?
Langley and Oldville are very interesting communities. So the western part of the riding is becoming urbanized very quickly, but a good part of the riding is still within the agricultural land reserve. So it's a very diverse community, but it's growing in a sensible way, and it's going to be a big part of contributing to the ongoing strength and welfare of Canada, particularly the West Coast here. The Lower Mainland and Greater Vancouver, of course, is a very, very important part of Canada. We are the gateway to the Pacific, and our Vancouver Port Authority is running very efficiently. But there's a lot of demand on it to continue to grow. And, of course, with that come a lot of challenges around transportation, trucks and trains, etc. We have a lot of trains running through Langley, and that's going to become busier as our port becomes busier. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the challenges that we need to tackle. How do we make sure that the western, more highly densely populated area of this riding stays mobile, given all the density that is getting packed into here?
Mm-hmm. Mr. Van Popta, thanks for taking out time for us. It was really good talking to you. All the best for your campaign.
Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.